I want to speak to you about the new kind of cyber hacking which is happening in India. Around 15th of August, India saw a massive rise in the number of cyber attacks which is impacting its critical infrastructure, including banking establishments, looking at oil and gas infrastructure, telecom sector. Now, let's understand why all of this is happening today. India has increased its digital sector in a big way, and today it is empowering its economy. Now, what you realize is that during Operation Sindoor, we had a physical conflict with Pakistan where we had involved our army, air force, and even navy to be in the offensive zone. While the government decided to say that we are not going to have the armed conflict going on moving forward, the cyber conflicts continues to go. And today, because of this geopolitical activity post Operation Sindoor, India continues to be attacked by Pakistan and some of its allies on the critical infrastructure side. The bad part here is that a lot of our government infrastructure continues to be underprepared to handle all kinds of threats. So far, we don't have any kind of regulation which goes after all government sectors, just we look at critical infrastructure. So what is needed in the country today is that we build a better cyber resilience plan where all government infrastructure and even private institutions do some level of cyber preparedness, red teaming, threat intelligence and threat hunting. So far what we only do is something called as vulnerability assessment and penetration testing through the cert empanel route, where we have close to 200 companies which are cert empaneled. Now normally the selection for government happens through a process where the level 1 builder which has the lowest cost is taken forward. But today when we talk about cyber criminals, they would typically exploit a vulnerability, they would social engineer people, they would get into an ecosystem through a supplier. So what is needed today is that companies continue to invest in security, not just by doing vulnerability assessment, but also doing red teaming and threat intelligence and threat hunting. Now the key differentiator between vulnerability assessment and red teaming is that the VAPT is typically an exercise where you do manual testing or automated testing and then submit a report which is there. A red teaming would employ a larger methodology where they would include social engineering, supply chain based attack and looking at things more in an offensive manner. Now, a lot of companies have started to do red teaming, but red teaming is also done only a certain part of the year. The continuous red teaming process has not evolved in this country. So this is one area where we need to do more work. The other two areas which I spoke to is threat intelligence. Now, what threat intelligence is basically where you look for all kinds of indicators of compromise, techniques, tactics of procedures of threat actors which continue to touch your infrastructure and they keep on attacking you. You basically create a telemetry of people who are interested in compromising your business and you identify their bad IPs and you continue to block them using certain information systems that you have built in. Now this could be a SIM, this could be a SOAR, a security automation orchestration platform, it could be a EDR, extended detection response, or it could be a managed detection response platform, or you could manually go and block these bad IPs, hash functions, MD5 functions. Now the last part which I spoke to you about is threat hunting. Now threat hunting is an exercise which is done internally where we try and look for all kinds of activity. If you have a malicious Trojan sitting in your system, or if you have got a remote access Trojan sitting in your system where it has reached so far. Why threat hunting is important is because while you have done VAPT, you would have done threat hunt intelligence, you would have done red teaming, but threat hunting actually helps you find out where this attack is originating from or what part of your business is compromised. So if you want to build your organization to be more resilient today, the activity of threat hunting plays a very, very important role. What Athenian Tech is doing today is it's building up threat intelligence and threat hunting platforms using artificial intelligence and machine learning. So what we have not done is we have not used any kind of commercial AI tool. We have actually tried to build our own algorithms. We have tried to build our own LLMs and then build up our own RAG infrastructure to ensure that we have mechanisms for detecting all kinds of cyber threat activity. Now, my research has been primarily on using some of the AI models which we can develop on early detection of cyber threats and find out IOCs and techniques, tactics and procedures. And we've been successfully been able to do it for a lot of large organizations, including critical infrastructure, banks, ITS companies.